You come close, and maybe you come more than close, to suggesting that this looks a little bit like a later Rawlsian liberalism. So it looks like the Rawls in his later life, when he made an argument for a way of looking at liberalism as an overlapping consensus of a variety of comprehensive doctrines and beliefs that people might have. Is that a fair description? I mean, there's a certain amount of sympathy for that Rawlsian project, I think, in the book.
Yeah, so most people, when they think of Rawls and they think of the whipping boy Rawls, they're thinking of more the early Rawls, and especially, or the middle Rawls even. They're not thinking of the late Rawls. So I want to make that clear. I wouldn't be defending the early or the middle Rawls, for whom, it really is a secularist foundation. Nor am I saying that I'm happy with everything about the later Rawls, but I'm saying he's right about something here that's helpful to us, about overlapping consensus, where for Christians, we have a Christian foundation that informs this, and we recognize that others don't have that same foundation, but nevertheless we can work with them. And especially what I draw upon in the conclusion to do with Rawls is the idea of a public reason, that we are obligated as Christians as much as possible to give reasons for policies that non-Christians could understand, that don't require them to be Christians to make sense of them, or don't require them to believe in the authority of Scripture to make sense of them. And I think my best argument for that is that Calvin himself did that. I mean, he appealed to Plato. For instance, even when Calvin defended religious coercion, he actually always started not with an appeal to the Old Testament or Moses or something like that. He always started with an appeal to Plato, Cicero, and the ancients. So there's a kind of public reason there that I think is appropriate for us. I'm not saying the church should preach it from its pulpit, but when we as citizens in our political vocations are acting and speaking, then I think public reason should be a big part of our public stance.
Yeah, I was